Welcome to the Now I Lay Me Down to Sleep Remembrance Walk. My name is Gina Harris, and I'm the Chief Executive Officer of Now I Lay Me Down to Sleep. I'm honored to welcome you to Columbus, Ohio for this walk. And I would just like to start off by saying, if you're off on the sides, we're hoping the sound you'll be able to hear us. But if you can move in, you're going to be able to hear us better. So I know it's a lot cooler in the shade. That looks like a comfy spot. But if you're able to move in, we just want to make sure everybody can hear. We'll be reading all of the baby names, and we want to make sure that you hear your baby's name. When a child loses his parent, they are called an orphan. When a spouse loses her or his partner, they are called a widow or a widower. When parents lose their child, there isn't a word to describe them. These are the words of President Reagan in 1988 when he declared October as Pregnancy and Infant Loss Awareness Month. Today, we still do not have a word to call those of us who have lost a baby. All of us are here today because we have been impacted by pregnancy and/or infant loss. And while there is not an adequate word to call our community, my hope is that today you will feel unified with others who have walked on this very difficult journey. My hope is that you will not feel alone in this journey. My hope is that you will find healing and peace in honoring your baby through a public remembrance ritual. I have heard and read hundreds and maybe thousands of stories of so many sweet babies' lives. I truly believe the babies represented here today have left a bigger mark in this world and a deeper legacy than most people who live a full lifetime. We are so proud to be here in Ohio and to see so many babies represented. We have families here from 17 different states with one common bond. No matter what your story is, we join together as a community impacted by a heart-wrenching experience of pregnancy and infant loss that is still very much taboo in today's society. This walk exists to bring honor and remembrance to your baby. This walk exists to build support for our community and to raise awareness. And this walk exists to support those who will sadly join our community and walk in our shoes one day. I am honored to introduce our musicians, Looking for Jane, and the first song that they will be singing is Somewhere Over the Rainbow.
Someday I'll wish upon a star and wake up where the clouds are far behind me, where troubles melt like lemon drops away above the chimney tops. That's where you'll find me, somewhere over the rainbow skies are blue, and the dreams that you dare to dream really do come true. If happy little bluebirds fly beyond the rainbow, why, oh, why can't
On October 11th, 2008, I was due to have our second baby, Ethan. But instead, on October 11th, 2008, I was at my first Remembrance Walk, just like this one, because Ethan had joined his big brother David in heaven. Today marks 10 years since I was happy and pregnant with our first baby, David. 10 years ago today, I didn't have a concept of the magnitude of pregnancy and infant loss. After losing David and Ethan, my husband and I experienced 2 miscarriages. Many of you, like I, did not understand the impact of pregnancy and infant loss until it sadly happened to me or happened to you. Some of you may have lost babies decades ago, and some of you may have very recently lost your baby. And while we share a common bond of pregnancy and infant loss, your journey is unique. And there's 3 tips that I'd like to give you to help you that's been helpful to me over the last 10 years. Number 1, to take the time to grieve and to process what you have been through. Don't rush your journey. Find support from people who allow you to grieve and to take your time and who will walk with you on this journey. And you can begin healing through remembrance. Our t-shirts say, it is through remembrance that a person can truly begin to heal. And that's through personal and public acts of remembrance. It's important to establish a community of support where you can speak your baby's name out loud, where you can honor them in a public way. And by taking part in this walk, you not only are honoring your baby, but you are also raising awareness of pregnancy and infant loss, and you are supporting this amazing community. The first walk I attended in 2008 was a walk that was not put on by Now I Lay Me Down to Sleep, but in 2014, this organization came to us and said, will you start doing this walk? And so it joined the Now I Lay Me Down to Sleep family in 2014 in Colorado. And the vision I had back then was that we would be able to expand this to many states. And since then, now we are in 5 states, and we also have a virtual walk. And many of you have participated in the virtual walk because that's one of the reasons why we selected to come here to Columbus as a central area for many of you who have come to the virtual walk. But that was my vision because I knew the photographs that Now I Lay Me Down to Sleep provided for my son David, and I wasn't able to receive photographs of my son Ethan. I know those have been so instrumental in my healing, because to have the photographs of one of my babies and not of my other baby, I truly know the impact that they have. But also coming to a walk to be with so many people. Some of you came here today and you didn't expect there'd be about 1,000 people here today. But we are all part of this community together. And this would not be possible without our 2 founders, Cheryl Haggard. She lost her baby Maddox in February 2005 and had a vision for an organization to provide photographs that she received from our other founder, Sandy Putsch. She wanted these photographs to be available to other families, and I can personally say I would have never thought of photographing my baby if it weren't for Cheryl's vision. Since 2005, we have photographed more than 40,000 babies around the world. And sadly, in the US alone, there's close to 50,000 babies each year that we could be photographing. And that's why I want to thank you for your support at this walk, because that's going to help us help more families. We would not have this walk without our walk committee, and I know they're probably running around doing a lot of things, but if you could stand up if you're part of the committee. Stephanie Custa, Mike Fuentes, Elizabeth Yasinoff, Katie Gantz, Kim Peterson, Eliza Wertenberger, Shelly Fisher, and Carla Schaefer and Debbie Mussey, who are on the Now I Lay Me Down to Sleep team. Let's give them a round of applause for the work they've put on. And if you are a photographer with Now I Lay Me Down to Sleep, or you're part of one of the local teams of photographers, we'd love for you to stand up. And the ones that I'm aware of that are here today are Felicia Williams, Karen Nickel, Kelsey Engelhoff, Diana Drew, Julie DeBlasi, and Diane Bomar. And many of those are probably your photographer as well, so let's give them a hand. Our event photographers today are Karen Nickel and Cheryl Blair. Our musicians, our lovely young ladies looking for Jane. And then the readers today who will be reading the babies' names: Carol LeCompte, Jennifer Cartmel, Kelly Gherkin, and Jessica Roach. We have some amazing resources over at the Resource Pavilion, so please be sure to check them out. Cornerstone of Hope, Back in His Arms Again, Sufficient Grace Ministries, Star Legacy Foundation, Adam H. Board of Franklin County, Nationwide Children's Hospital, and Mount Carmel Foundation. We also have our Bronze Plus sponsor, Adam H. Board of Franklin County, our supporting sponsors, Mount Carmel Foundation and Nationwide Children's Hospital. When we plan our walks each year and we select the city and the date, I always tell the Now I Lay Me Down to Sleep team to keep in mind that there will be people attending the walk that at this moment do not know they'll be here. When we announced that we'd be having a walk in Ohio back in February, I've talked to several of you on the phone and talked to some parents who lost their baby in that time and didn't know they'd be here. This walk was planned before you knew you needed this walk. It was through the generous donations of families that helped make the photography possible, as well as this event. Your support of this walk will help other families who don't know they will need Now I Lay Me Down to Sleep services. We want to thank you for your participation and for all the teams that were created in memory of our precious babies. Because of your efforts, every dollar that's donated to Now I Lay Me Down to Sleep, it's equivalent to $10. We're able to multiply those donations in a way where our photographers are able to go out on a volunteer basis, and we are able to recruit, train, and mobilize those photographers. So we turn every dollar donated into 10. So if you raised $100 for the sign, that is like giving us $1,000 of value for how we are able to mobilize our photographers and our services. This is an incredible way to leave a legacy for your babies. And all the funds raised go towards the Now I Lay Me Down to Sleep mission. It's sobering to think that you have already impacted hundreds of parents and families who will unfortunately walk in our shoes one day. And I'd like to list off the teams who have raised $500 or more. And I've been able to talk to many of you on the phone, and you came up and introduced yourselves, and I appreciate that. So I'll name these teams. The Brennan family, Team Ashland, Team Faith 45, Baby Sophie, Yasanoff, Milo's Magic, Baby Lily Mears, Evelyn's Echo, Andrew's Angels, Team Josie, Team Amelia, Lucy Catherine, Team Murphy, Team Aubrey Lee, Catherine's Joy, Team Riley Nicole, Jackson's Angels, and Brandon Senta. Let's give everyone who participated in this a round of applause. We will be reading the names of all the babies we are honoring and remembering today. As we do this, we ask for everyone to be respectful while each name is read by refraining from speaking and remaining quiet. When you hear your baby's name, please release your butterfly. Releasing a live butterfly for your baby is a remembrance ritual to show honor to your baby. This butterfly release is optional, but when you hear your baby's name, please release your butterfly and allow the butterfly to fly on its own time. Some butterflies may be sleepier than others. I have mine too. And when I open David's, he always flies out, and then Ethan always takes a while. So it could take 3 to 5 minutes to wake up. But if you have a butterfly that needs to be replaced for any reason, please see one of our volunteers right over here at the Now I Lay Me Down to Sleep tent, and they will assist you. Reading the babies' names today are Carol LeCompte, Jennifer Cartmel, Kelly Gherkin, and Jessica Roach. So I'd like to invite them up to read our babies' names.
Good morning. Seth Landon Altman, Riley Nicole Anderson, Braden Matthew Anderson, Mia Anderson, Noah Samuel Baker, Nathan Christopher Banner, Maxwell Kenneth Bargy, Selah Grace Barker, Josiah Amir Barksdale, Ezekiel Zeke Barksdale, Hunter Emmett Beckel, Kara Elaine Beatley, Edward Bell, Emery Bennett, Joshua Betts, Adeline May Birchfield, Aubrey Shay Black, Noah Robert Bloomfield, Sean Lee Bolzenius, Jonathan Earl Bowman, Quentin Zane Brandon, Orania Barbara Brennan, Linus Augustine Brennan, Baby Buckingham Cameron Bradley Burgess,
Keegan David Burton, Christian Gregory Butler, Jolie Jane Butler, Gracie Lena Bistry, Brandon Casey Senta, Annalise Saracola, Levi Mitchell Chapman, Landon Chapman, Ethan Zachary Chen, Catherine Joy Christensen, Wyatt Michael Coburn, Titus Lee Compton, Gabriella Rose Compton, Owen Morris Conklin, Riker Marshall James Crafton, Madden Vincent Kranz, Baby Crawford, Danica Fern Dapper, Joseph Webb DeMoss, Eli John Denman, Claire Cassidy DeBlasi, Jake Diller, Creighton Thomas Dillon, Michael Dale Dillon, Jackson Scott Dingus,
Milo Moon Douglas, Walter Thomas Drew, Sophie Ann Dunaway, Dominic James Ellis. Zane Alexander Falcon. Carson Michael Boat. Abigail Jalen Fox. Baby AJ Fox. Sophie Costa Fuentes. Lucy Catherine Gantz. Ben Avery Gardner. Baby Gardner. Angelina Estrella Gonzalez. Janaea Shauna Nicole Grappin. Landon Samuel Gregor. Catherine Rose Isabel Griffin. Matthew Edward Grove Jr. Alexis Rosalind Gustweiler. Maddox Achilles Haggard. David Paul Harris. Ethan Robert Harris. Alexander James Hart. Josie Ann Hart. Riley Ann Hefner. Brecken Matthew Hendrickson.
Ashley Jane Johnson. Clara Jane Hickerson. Jordan Michael Hickman. Remington Marshall Gage Hudgens. Liam Thomas Hurley. Zyler Ray Hyde Gibbs. Alex Marie Jada Gibbs. Colin Edward Jackson. Henry Thomas Jackson. Ernest Lee Jackson IV. Owen Chase Janidlo. Ashley Jane Johnson. Lola Rose Jones. Elena Sofia Juarez. Maya Isabella Juarez. Jackson Sherman Kastner. Jackson Christopher Knapp. Liam Ithiel Nisley. Nathan William Kopzak. Luke Nicholas Cortis. Marmaduke Ladd. Claire Darlene Landis. Emerson Harley Vaughn. Nova Rain Leadham Wasson. Graham David Lewis.
Andrew Michael Livingston. Lydia May Long. Bexley Tracy Lovell. Peyton Grace Lunger. Austin Jeffrey Likens. Amelia Gray Markland. Kai Martin. Kyla Martin. Charles Martin. R.N. Martin. Vincent Paul Massinelli. Cameron Lee Massey. Luke Matthews. Jackson Philip McCarty. Jack Benjamin Scott McCune. Holden Lane McCune. Lillian Faith Meeder. Hazelyn May Meadows. Johanna Joy Mealy. Lillian Frances May Mears. Aubrey Lee Messer. Henry Donald Miller. Kevin Landry Morin. Madeline Ray Murphy. Grace Diane Newman. Sam Benjamin Newton.
Baby Nicole 1. Baby Nicole 2. Lila June Knoll. Layla Jane Newsom. Emery Elizabeth Ostrom. Connor William Charles Oldegas. Lorelei Avalie Lou Olam. James William Hassanis. Riley Bell Paxton. Adeline Joe Pleak. Ethan Samuel Polis. Angelica Susan Polishak. Eloise Rose Price. Penelope Lucille Price. John Michael Friedrich Piles. Baby January Piles. Omar Yoel Ramos. Grace Francis Randall. Aubrey Joyce Riesenbeck. Faith Margaret Rochelle. Abigail Rose Rippeth. Hudson Drake Roberts. Baby Roberts. Kaya Rose Roberts. Brooke Elizabeth Rollison. Killian Sackett.
Emmett Michael Sanford. Isaac Dean Schooler. Hudson Alexander Scott. Jaya Christina Scott. Jill Christine Scott. Connor Adrian Sears. Trevor Austin Setti. Grace Marie Shoemaker. Gavin Roger Shoemaker. Grayson Lawrence Skipworth. Eloise Margaret Smith.
Gracelyn Jolie Snyder. Emma Ann Sorrell. Emma Eva Spalding. Benjamin Glendale Stahl. Hunter Lee Steen. Sophia Elena Stewart. Lincoln Anthony Joe Stone. Pebble 2.0 Stone. Lillian Ray Storer. Rowan Monroe Strother. Eli Joshua Solinger. Harlan David Sweat. Annabelle Louise Swinehart. Evelyn Claire Townsend. Tucker Anthony Trower. Clayton James Turner. Ryder Andrew Ewell. Jackson Tyler Van Gundy. Conway Waddle. Lily Waddle.
Rose Waddle. Owen Lee Walden. Josiah Miles Walton. Colin Thomas Warren. Malachi Joel Warren. Hope Watson. Colby Joseph Weaver. Taylor Ray Weber. Baylor Olivia Weisflock. Cooper Alexander Quisler. Charlotte Marie Williams. Henry Spike Wilson. Benjamin Isaiah Wisniewski. Jacqueline Sophia Wolf. Kaylee Michelle Ray. Ashlyn Marie Yakuboski. Olivia Marie Yarum. Jacob Dale Yasinoff. Jessica York. Lincoln Gregory Young. Casey. Reagan Addison.
Joshua Michael Luzatis Jr. Lillian Faith Meter. Xander Michael Luzatis. Gunnar Dean McGuire. James Theodore McGuire. Baby Kukanauer. Carson Michael Fote. Pearl Latham McClellan. Fiona Louise Clayton. Kyrie Lucille Clutter. Georgia Linwood Sellers. Jabari Imhotep Robinson.
Thank you to our readers. If your baby's name somehow did not get read, we want to make sure that we read your baby's name. And so when I bring up looking for Jane as they sing the song 1,000 Years. I'll be right here at the side, and if we missed a name for some reason, we want to know, and we will read your baby's name after the song, but we want to give you that opportunity. So please welcome up, looking for Jane, singing 1,000 Years.
Heart beat fast, colors and promises. How to be brave? How can I love when I'm afraid to fall? Watching you stand alone, all of my pride suddenly goes away somehow. One step closer. I have died every day waiting for you. Darling, don't be afraid. I have loved you for 1,000 years. I love you for 1,000 more. Time stands still, beauty in all she is. I will be brave, I will not let anything take away. Standing in front of me, every breath, every hour has led to this. One step closer. I have died every day waiting for you. Darling, don't be afraid. I have loved you for 1,000 years. I love you for 1,000 more. And all along I believed I would find you. Time has brought your heart to me, and I have loved you for 1,000 years. I love you for 1,000 more. One step closer. I have died every day waiting for you. Darling, don't be afraid. I have loved you for 1,000 years. I'll love you for 1,000 more. And all along I believed I would find you. Time has brought your heart to me, and I have loved you for 1,000 years. I love you for 1,000 more. And I have died every day waiting for you. Darling, don't be afraid. I have loved you for 1,000 years. I love you for 1,000 more.
We would also like to honor 2 more babies, Eric Jaden Barnes, Noah Benjamin Osborne. Today we join together in unity as a pregnancy and infant loss community. When I announce what describes you, please raise both your hands. When your hands are raised, we will connect hands as a symbol of support and comfort in our journey. If you are a parent who has lost a baby, please raise your hands and keep them up. If you are a sibling to a baby, please raise your hands and keep them up. If you are a grandparent to one of these babies, please raise your hands. If you are an aunt, an uncle, or part of an extended family, a cousin, raise your hands. If you are a friend here to support somebody who's lost a baby, if you are one of our volunteers with Now I Lay Me Down to Sleep, please raise your hands. And anyone else who's here supporting this beautiful community. Now, we'd like for you to join hands with the people next to you. In your journey, you may have felt isolated and alone. But know that we walk here united and we stand with you and you to honor and show remembrance to your baby. As you release your hands, we will journey together for a reflective remembrance walk. We ask that all of you take part in this walk together. All babies' names that were pre-registered by the May date that we set will appear alphabetically on groupings of signs for the walk. And those of you who created a team and raised over $100, you will have an individual sign for your baby. If you have a remembrance sign along the route, we would like for you to go ahead and take that home with you. And if you want, you can return the medal stands over here to our table. Thank you for being here with us today to share the memory of your baby with us. Together we will join united in our walk. And we have members of our committee, Stephanie and Mike. They're over here and they're going to be walking and leading the way with their family. So they're going to come across here. And then we would like you to follow them as they lead the walk as we remember our babies. We will have our tents open after the walk as well. Thank you for joining us.